This is something I would like to share. As Shoaib bhai has told, right, with decade plus of experience over all these years, uh, I I have taken multiple interviews. So not only for freshers, but people with 5, 10 years experience. And I would like to share a few kind of tidbits from the perspective of the employer. So when we are going into an interview, right? So what is it? The person who is interviewing you is looking for. So a lot of times, when we go for interviews and we hear this a lot of times, you can, chime in, you can raise your hand if you agree with it. A lot of people say that, I went to the interview, handed over my CV, and I was rejected in the jam round. So they asked me to do an introduction for a minute and they said, okay, we'll call you later. And then at times people say that the HR interview they were doing the normal everything according to people. It went smooth, but however, they didn't get a reply, or they were just told that you lack the skills, and we are hiring somebody else. And people are always puzzled. Why is it? What did I lack that I was not selected? So, firstly, let me share my perspective. I have a team, right? For example, I am having 10, 20, 30 people already in as part of my team. So as a team manager, there are few prerequisites I'm looking for. For example, I'm hiring a fresher or people, 2, 3 years experience in part of my team. I look at my team as my work family. So, that is the place I spend most of my time. More time is spent in office than at home, right? So the first thing I look at is the person I'm looking for, is that person suitable for my team? For example, this is first question we get a lot of times. I was told that I lack the communication skills and I need to improve on my domain. And that is the reason, you're not being let into the next round. I want to share this perspective that please understand from the person who is managing the team. We are given this opportunity. We are told that, whoever you are hiring, they need to up and run managing their work in the next 2 to 3 months. So they should be absolutely fine with doing a regular person work in the next month or two. So that is the target we are given. So and the other part we look at, so you may have all the technical skills, you may have uh, all the communication skills. The other aspect we look at is, I have got this another 15, 20 people in my team. Does this person fit into my team? So we look at that compatibility. So whenever we are looking at it, right? So we are looking at from that perspective. So anybody, going in there, so understand these things. So we are trying to make you part of our family, and we look at it, is this person suitable to be part of my team, my work family? Okay, that is the one thing I wanted to share. We'll quickly walk through, the basics of interview tips, and then we'll go into details and we'll try and address questions you may have. And as I told earlier, please feel free to write questions you have in the chat box so that we can address them. So the topic of today is, how to face interviews. So the today's agenda will be a overview of the interview process. So how does it flow? And we'll also address that, how you know yourself so that you can address those questions. So it is important because remember I told you that we want to know, apart from your domain skills and also your communication skills, what sort of a person you are. So for to answer that question, you need to know a little bit about yourself. So how do you find out about yourself so that you can answer those questions better? And we'll also discuss common asked questions in interviews, and most importantly, interview etiquette. because we are going to make a presentation, right? So how do we impress, or how do we make sure that we follow the basic etiquette? Because let me give you this example, right? We have been going to college and school, and now we are going to go to a job. So how do we make that first impression so that employer feels that okay, this person has the basic etiquette. Okay. So firstly, we'll start with the common interview process. We'll have the telephonic interview where you may get a call from the HR or from the manager, just trying to, it will be mostly 1 or 2 minutes. So trying to figure out, firstly, they'll be asking, your availability, and they'll be asking you a few basic questions. So this is called the screening round. So we just call up, because a lot of times, people may have applied before. So how do we find out if that person is available, and try and get a basic understanding? If you are selected in that one, you are called into office, or nowadays a lot of interviews are done online. You are taken to the next round. So this is your test for aptitude or technicals. So depending on the field you are in, if you're into software or hardware or accounting, uh, you're taking a few domain questions. And once you're in office, other team members, depending on the format, you are put into a group discussion. So a group of you are made to sit and go through a discussion, very common discussion. The motive of this group discussion is to see how well do you work among team members. Are you able to participate in the discussion? So what I would do is go through a few group discussion videos on YouTube if you have not already done the practice in your college. So why do we do it? Because as I told you, right, we are already having 20, 25 team members or 10 team members already working. So people want to see if you are in a team environment, are you able to listen? Are you able to contribute? And how well do you interact and work in a team? Uh, and we may have a just a minute round. Just a minute round, usually, it happens before the GD as well. So once you hand over the CVs, uh, somebody either doing one-on-one round, or people in the HR may do this initially. They just want to see, how you are able to articulate yourself in a minute. So this is just a very brief introduction about yourself, what you have done, about your hobbies, and why do you want to join the company. So there are lots of very awesome just a minute round videos on YouTube. Would highly recommend everyone to go through it. And let me share this insight. You have to introduce yourself not only at the time of job, but throughout your career. Whenever you are meeting a person for the first time, we meet clients, we meet new team members. We keep constantly introducing yourself. So you have to always constantly keep working on your introduction, so it shows that you are able to articulate about yourself in a minute. We also have then a face-to-face interview with the technical rounds, and then the HR round. And then once you clear all of them, you follow through to the documentation collection. So whatever academic documents, experience documents you have. So anybody has any questions in this slide, please write in the chat window. So telephonic interview, why they are done, in recruiter's way, phone interview is a quick opportunity to discover if the candidate's ability match the company's requirement. A lot of times, this is basically called a screening, right? So you may have, say, for example, you may have written in your CV, or if you're a fresher or 2 years, 3 years experience, you need not have 100% of the skills required. For example, for freshers, we basically write, we need, say, the domain, what is it we are looking for, and soft skills, and your ability to communicate, and your uh, communication skills. So when we are screening people, we just ask about the general questions. What is your education, your experience, skill set, and expertise. Usually, experienced people, they are asked about the salary expectations as well, role information, current organization, achievements, failure. This gives us a little bit of insight that do we call this person to the main route or to office. So at times, willingness to travel and working non-standard shift, because a lot of, say, MNCs, they are doing a UK shift or US shift. So are you willing to work there? And the offices are different parts of the city or different cities. So are you willing to kind of relocate, or you have the transportation and you have the ability to adjust to those things? So that is what is done in the telephonic interviews. So for this as well, these are the general questions. So be prepared for them. Whenever you're applying to jobs, do a little bit of research. And when you're getting the telephonic interview, and a lot of times, say, for example, you are riding a bike, you're not at home, or you're not comfortable, you are in a, noisy place. Please take a minute and say that, if you can hold a minute, I need to, stop my vehicle or change my room or go inside or outside, so that I can speak comfortably. The interviewer will accommodate, but because this is your first impression, try and make full out of it. And don't say that, I'm comfortable on the road, or it is noisy. It may be comfortable for you, but the person taking the interview, it may be too noisy for them to conduct that screening. So that is the one tip. And have these answers ready for these questions, so that when these calls come, you are prepared. The other thing is just a minute round. This is, as I earlier mentioned, I'm sure, a lot of people who have attended the interviews, you see hundreds of candidates coming in every day. So this gives the HR an opportunity to screen, the basic screening of the people. uh, Simple, funda from the point of HR and recruiter is, if you are able to articulate yourself in a minute, then only you will be sent to the next round. So, for example, you stumble in that first round, that doesn't give the best of impression. We do see a lot of people not even able to clear this round. uh, the solution for that is very simple. Just practice. So, in the previous days, we used to say, stand in front of the mirror and see, how you are being observed and how you present yourself. Nowadays, thankfully, we have this awesome thing called smartphone, and almost everybody has it. Put a smartphone in front of you, write a script of your just a minute round introduction about yourself, and practice it and see for yourself. Do you like what you see? Are you not stumbling? Are you able to articulate the introduction about yourself? If you are happy, then the person in front of you will be happy as well. And do not hesitate to practice 5 to 10 times. And everybody gets it with practice. And this is your first impression. So it will let you through the next round of interviews. Okay. Again, any questions on this one, please feel free to let us know, and we'll try to adjust them. Okay. And to answer these questions, firstly, we need to go through a self-assessment and to prepare your resume yourself. Um a lot of times, what happens, especially with the freshers, we just ask somebody a resume, and we just change the name. And a lot of times, we don't even bother to kind of evaluate, do the skills presented over here, what do they mean? Do I have those skills? Uh, so what I do a lot of times, especially with freshers, right? Because we do know that you don't have the experience, but we do want to see that you have spent the time to prepare your resume and you have the answers for what is written. So what I would do if I was, preparing my resume, Even if I'm borrowing my friend's resume or anything, I'm going to Google those terms and try and present an example. For example, you are saying, people write a lot of times, I am a fast learner. So I would ask my freshers coming for interview, give me an example where you learn something fast. So you should be able to give answers to those questions. So ideally, what I would say, which is very important nowadays, is that you can say that I never did online learning, but due to Corona, when we moved online learning, I quickly adapted to the new learning environment, and I got comfortable working, learning from home. This answer is such an awesome answer. If somebody is asking you to give you an example how you were first fast learner, so because everybody is working from home as well, right, nowadays, so that gives the employer a kind of reassurance that what you can adapt to any challenge you have. So make sure that you provide those detailed answers. And also, basic things you're about to write is your qualification. Say, for example, you have done your BA, BCom, whatever your experience. In experience, if, if you don't have an experience, just make sure that you write about your volunteer work and part of the team you were working with, and also write about personal values. Remember, we talked about fast learner, and you are writing excellent you have good work ethic, and Google a few things, write them, and see how compatible you are. Do you have answers for the questions raised with an example? Your technical and generic skills. For example, technical, have you done any courses? Say, for example, you have done your BTech. Apart from that, you have also done a few certifications which will help you market, and you want those to be highlighted, and your career goal and your employment preferences. So usually, it shows what is the role you are looking for, in which field you want to go into. So that gives a highlight about your resume. And we have done a few sessions on how to prepare resume. You can go on our YouTube channel on Career Guidance Council, and you'll find the previous videos about how to prepare your resume. Okay, what is it we want to know? Uh, who is he right now? So where do you stand? What is your qualification? What is your experience? What sort of a person you are? What have you done in the past? So your achievements. If you are a fresher, if you have got experience, what is it you have done, and what is it you want to do in the future? So do you have a self direction? So this is the things an employer would like to know. Okay. So what do we need to do to prepare for our questions? And these are the things will be asked as well. So we have to make a list of our at least, no, if not five, say three accomplishments which we have done, uh, which you have enjoyed. So let me give a few accomplishments. I have liked people sharing with me. you know, uh, this applies especially for freshers, because we always get these questions from freshers saying that, how do I present myself? Say in college, you can say that, you were part of say, cricket team, if you like playing cricket or any other game. You say that, I was part of this team, I was this baller, and uh, we, we, we were the college, champions or intercity champions if you have played in it. This is your sports, and if you have taken part in any quizzes inside college or outside college. You have organized anything, any seminars where you part of anything which you contributed, you would like to share. Or, I had wonderful team members as well. One of the team members, he said that, over the past 1 year, 1 year they have done, a calligraphy course and they are good at it. So, and one person said that, they have taken tuitions and they have helped other children to score high marks. So these can be anything. What is it you have done? You can share about it. So it need not be your only kind of domain related. So people want to see that, apart from with work or apart outside of work, what is it you have done and what you have enjoyed. Make a thing list of 5 things you have done to make you proud. So these are the things, right? For example, you can connect with the accomplishment and say that, for example, I during my graduation, I used to teach younger kids, and one of the children I trained got first rank, and I feel proud of my achievement, that my hard work has paid off. That shows that you are good at not only learning but also teaching. If you're sharing that you were part of a team and you won a match, or you were part of a debating team or quiz team, how you put in that effort, and that you have achieved something. Okay. Make a list of 3 strengths you possess. So strengths are important. So one example I gave you is a uh, example of you're a fast learner or you adaptable. For example, you change from learning from classroom environment or working in office to working from home and learning from home. So that is your skill, adaptability. So you need to write it, and you have to make a list of weaknesses. So this is important as well. So that will showcase that you know what your weaknesses are, and you need to present a plan how you're going to improve them. For example, you can write about public speaking. What is it? Um, uh, Public speaking, everybody knows that people are hesitant to speak in front of others. So you can say that public speaking is one of my weaknesses. However, I am trying to overcome it by speaking in front of smaller groups, so that I can improve my public speaking. Okay, but don't write in your weaknesses the job they are looking for. For example, they are looking for someone with excellent communication skills, and you are saying that my communication skills are weak. So they'll say, okay, we are looking for people who are good at communication. So make sure that whatever you're writing, you are having an action plan how to overcome those weaknesses. Describe 3 scenarios of which you felt motivated to accomplish something. So again, you can write about, you say that, I had this project, I had this exam coming up, this certification coming up. I made sure that, the effort you put in to accomplish that. That showcases again, how did you overcome the challenges you had. Describe 3 scenarios which mean you lack motivation. You can again say, for example, about you coming in learning from home, that has been a challenge. So there are other aspects as well. I'll not go through the entire list, but this is kind of high level. What is it you read through to make sure that you are covering the uh, required points. So how do you know about yourself? So you need to think about yourself. What is it I'm good at? Am I a for example, domain person? What are my skills? And a lot of times we will not be able to identify. What is it I am good at? We ask our friends and our mentors. You sit with them and ask. Who can be your mentor? Your lecturer, your brothers, your someone in your family who has been observing you, and they can provide you a feedback. This is what you're good at. I think this is what you should do. And you can ask your relatives about your strengths as well, and what is it you think I'm good at. Common interview questions. This is what every interview starts with. Tell me about yourself. So you can Google how to answer tell me about yourself uh, questions. So it needs to have a brief introduction and your strengths and weaknesses. And then the third question, a lot of times everybody asks this question, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? So it shows that, you have a plan. So everybody likes that, you are career oriented. So this question is a frequently asked one. Why do you want to work for at our company? So for this one, you have to research about the company, and you need to give an appropriate answer that, I am from this domain, and for example, your company is the among the top companies in this field, and I like to see myself going from an analyst to a senior analyst in the next 3 years, and hopefully a manager in the next 5 to 7 years. So that gives a little bit of reassurance to the employer as well, that you have done your research and you know where you came to interview for, and you know a little bit about the company. Are you willing to relocate or travel? So this is the question frequently asked. What are your goals? So, what motivates you? What are your interests and hobbies? Interests and hobbies are important. Over here, you can show that you are a team player, you have attention to detail, and you can write anything you want which showcases these abilities, right from being part say playing cricket to reading books to whatever you're doing, but showcase that how it helps. These hobbies will contribute you to be a better worker. And how much money do you want? These questions are also asked. So tell me about yourself. In here, we need to let me share this feedback. A lot of times, people prepare for this, but when they are speaking, people sound so monotonous that as if they are reading from a script. There's no modulation, and you can feel that this person is so nervous. So this nervousness, this lack of modulation and a monotonous tone, this goes away with practice. Everybody, even all of us, have been through the same scenario a lot of times. So what we did was we did practice, and that is how you can avoid any robotic voice you may have, or the nervousness you may have. You will have your qualification, your experience, your family background, and career. So career objective in this, for example, you are saying, my name is Aslam, I've got 3 years experience, and I've done my MBA from Usmania University. I have worked for 3 years as a team lead in so and so organization. My hobbies are reading books and browsing internet. I I am passionate about cloud computing, and would like to work in an organization which gives me the opportunity to enhance my skills. So in here, when you're writing, you're talking about little bit about yourself, what your name is, what your qualification is, what your experience is. If you want to write, say about your family background, and what is it, why you want to join that company. So you have to figure it out in that 1 minute. You have that introduction. So this is the most important question everybody will be asked, irrespective of what domain you are. You need to be able to answer this question. You need to write it down. You need to prepare, and you need to practice. I would again stress practice, practice, practice. There is no alternative to it. A lot of people tell me that, I've practiced 5 times, but I still sound the same. I still get that nervousness. I still get hung up. And when I record myself, I feel that, I'm not sounding natural. So the naturalness comes with practice. So please do that. Write it down, share it with your friends and family, or somebody who has a job. They can help you out in answering this question, and how do you have it better. Or best solution nowadays is YouTube. So you have got lots of YouTube channels on this. So we have got this construct. For example, people usually talk about, I've done my schooling from here, inter from here, degree from here. So people also talk about, mothers, fathers, profession. You know, people say that, my two siblings are working in a reputed organization. My mother or father is a teacher. So if you want to give any details, you can give those. You can talk about, career objecting. I would love to work in an organization which is well known for providing career-oriented growth to organizations, to a person like me. And I have got excellent communication skills. I'm open to learning new things, and I've got a good work ethic. And you're again also writing about your skill. I have done so and so certifications, or whatever your technical domain is. So take this construct and prepare your answers based on it. So strengths and weaknesses. So these are, asked again, what is it? It's your self-assessment, right? What is it you have that adds value to the organization? So say, for example, you're a person who is going for a management role, for a team lead role. He can write, I've got excellent leadership skill, which I have acquired through a combination of effective communication, delegation, and personal interaction. This has helped my team achieve its goals. So this was that sort of an answer is for a person who is going for a leadership role. For a person who has, say, for example, 2 to 5 years he experience and he needs to manage a few team members. So we need to prepare our strengths depending on our profile. So, for example, if you are in a technical role and you are an analyst, you will write that, I have excellent domain knowledge in this and this technical fields, and I, with my team member, with my previous experience, I think I can contribute to the organization. So those strengths should chime in with what the organization is looking for. The next question is asked for, what is it, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? So this one, it shows your self direction. It gives you, it shows to the interviewer that, you are a committed person. So usually you write, for example, you will say that, I would like to grow in your organization in the next 5 years. I want to see from an analyst to at least a team lead role where I can, have a career-oriented growth uh, within your organization. So again, there are a lot of answers. A nice one on YouTube. Please go through them. This is again a frequently asked question. Why do you want to work for our company? So this one, how much research you do, the best answer you can do, give it to that person. So because this every employer wants you to know about the company. For example, you have taken time to apply and you have selected for an interview. It is your duty to read about the organization. How do you read about it? You Google them, you write about, you ask about, you get to know about what is the organization about. What do they, what are they known for? What are their biggest customers? What do they offer? And any articles about them. So that the more best answer you can give about the company, that impresses the employer. So this especially applies for freshers, because a lot of times, we just go and this question will definitely be asked and people blank. So the more you research about the company, the better. So say, for example, if you give the numbers, whatever you're saying, if you're able to answer, for example, you're going to work for, say, Amazon, you're going into Amazon and you say that, what do you know about your company? So you start with, I what I loved about your company is that you're the most customer. Your motto is that customer comes first, and the most customer-centric organization, and it has grown right from selling from books to now the world leading provider of cloud-based computing to uh, selling everything from A to Z online. And I want to be part of this growth story. So if you tell them, what their company motto is, what is it they are into, and why do you want into that organization? This question can, really impress the interviewer. We also have this question, for example, a lot of times, how are you going to, say, for example, you live on the eastern part of the city and the office is on the western part. They'll ask you this question: are you able to relocate or travel? How do you want to answer this one? So instead of just saying, I will manage, you give them an answer. For example, I have a bike and I can manage it, and I have traveled. Firstly, you say that, you give an example. Again, the best answer is, my college used to be in here and I used to travel. So I don't have any problem traveling to here. I have personal transport as well. So this again, how much you are willing to accommodate and how you're going to manage your work. So a lot of time it applies to girls as well, because how you're able to travel to and far, especially if it is far. So what are your goals? Again, what is it you want to achieve? For example, in the next 5 years, I want to be a manager where, I'm managing a group of people to accomplish the company's long-term goals. You can also talk about anything which excites you. So it can be, your career, your personal development, your learning. So it again, the more we research and how to answer goals question, you'll get a lot of those questions. So if the more specific you are, the better for you. So that definitely provides a again to the employer that you are a long-term career oriented person. Interest and hobbies, so do not be afraid. Say, for example, if you think I only used to play cricket, I didn't do any extracurricular activities, and what should I write? Whatever you did, were you part of the say, for example, remember I told you that you say, for example, you were playing cricket or football or any other sport, you were part of the team, right? And over here as well, you're going to be part of the team. So if you are part of the team, you know your place. For example, a bowler is not expected to bat, right? So as a bowler, you say that, I was a bowler, and I knew my job, and I used to make sure that more runs are not given, and I used to take wickets. So you knew your role in the team and what you're specialized in, and you are able to work with other team members. So that is why your interests and hobbies are to be mentioned. So, for example, you're writing about fishing. So it shows that you have patience. You're writing about music. It shows that, apart from work, you are taking out time to do other things. So your interest and hobbies, it shows your character. It shows, apart from your academic qualification, what sort of a person you are. For example, you have been in college or previous work only for 8 hours, right? For example, if somebody asked me, I say that, I love sharing back with newer team members because of my previous experience. I conduct sessions with a NGA called CGC, where I share my experience with newcomers so that they can train and develop to be a good professional. So this is what I do in my free time. So you can write whatever you're doing. For example, you have the habit of technology related stuff. You are into technology, or you're into sports, or whatever you are, you write about it and you explain it. People like, who are passionate, and you just need to articulate about it. And the salary question, this is a very tricky one. So you need to know, you can just Google it, what is being offered and what your previous salary was, but don't make it a deal breaker. So, the ideal question, if you're being asked initially, is written over here. Money is important to me, but for it is not my main concern. Opportunity and growth are far more important. So what I do rather do, if you don't mind, I'll explore. I'm right for the position and then talk about the money, if that would be okay. Because a lot of times, if you are giving a hard number and if it doesn't work out, because companies have set parameters. If you are, say, for example, you are quoting, company was willing to offer you more money and you underquoted yourself, they'll say, okay, if this person is asking for less money, let me give them less money. Or if you're asking way more money, then what the standard salaries for that position is. So that's a deal breaker. So be very careful about that answer. So your body language, sit up straight, don't lean on the chair, and make sure that you are not uh, kind of not showing your nervousness. So sitting straight and shows that you are alert and you are there. Show your enthusiasm. See, a little very important, right? So, for example, you are making the right gestures. You are, for example, a person, an employer is telling you, an interviewer is telling you that I'm looking for a person who has got excellent communication skills. So you are saying, absolutely, I completely understand that communication is the key to success in any role, and I have got uh, great communication skills. So you are agreeing, you are, continuing the conversation that shows that you are attentive listener and you are showing the enthusiasm, and that body language is very important. Okay. And if you have, at times you have got a couple of people interviewing you, or 2, 3 people. So make sure you're not only looking at the person who asked you the question. uh, you are, you're looking at the other people as well, because you're, even though the question being asked is by one person, but all 3 people want to answer, listen to your answer. So the best expression given here is like, as a tennis spectator, you don't look only at one player, right? You look at both of the players. So you need to make sure, if more people are interviewing, you're looking at everyone. Okay. And this is the most important part over here. So communication is, only 7% in words, what is being spoken. So 55% is your body language, eye contact. 38% is about your voice modulation, your pitch, your speed, your volume, your tone of voice. So if you're speaking too loud, not loud, a lot of times what I feel is like, people speak too low. People speak either too fast. If you're speaking too fast, it shows that you're nervous. If you're speaking too slow, it shows that you're not confident. So how is your voice? How are you speaking? And your tone of voice, modulation is very important. So a lot of times, see how people are communicating, and try and speak better. And I know this is a very big challenge for everyone. And the solution again over here is practice. You practice it with your friends, you practice it alone, and you keep going to interviews, because a lot of times people get this feedback that I'm not confident, I get nervous when I'm speaking to people, either I'm speaking too fast, too low, what do I do? everybody goes through the same thing. Let me give you this example. For all the people who have learned how to ride a bicycle, you don't put your leg on the pedal and you start riding, right? You fall at times. It takes time. Or for the people who have learned how to cook, for example, you're learning to cook rice. You don't make the excellent rice at once, right? At times it is hard. At times it gets overcooked. But when you practice, when you do it a few times, you get the perfect way of how to cook it. I can give you example of driving. I can give you example of everything. The same applies to your public speaking, your interview skills as well. It improves with practice. Again, I would like to reiterate that part. Okay. Your body language, 99% is eye contact. So eye contact is important. It shows that you're confident, but please don't stare. If you're at times, we have people, they look at the roof. If you're asking them, they look at upstairs on the roof, because that is a very bad thing to do. It shows that you're not confident. Some people look at in the ground or to their legs. It shows again they are not interested to be in the room. So you need to look at the person who is interviewing you. And when you're speaking, make those gestures. Your hand should also move. So that shows that you are confident and able to articulate your points by hand gestures. Okay, your body language don't try put it your head on your hands on your head or neck. You touch your face or jewelry, itching, or these shows that you are nervous. So again, it goes with practice. I will be lying if I tell you that I didn't do it when I was interviewing initially. But with practice, these things go away. When practice it, and all of these will go away slowly. Don't tap your pen, or lie down on your chair as if you are not in a formal interview. So you have to sit straight, and don't sit. A lot of people have this habit of folding their hands when they are sitting. So like when we were in school, we were asked to fold our hands and sit. So that used to be the good case in school, but not in office. So you are supposed to have your hands open on your armrest, and not have the hands folded. That shows that you are unfriendly and disengaged. Common interview errors: lack of preparation. If you haven't prepared, what the role you have applied for in the company, then you're absolutely going to fail. You again, for the preparation, you have to go through your CV, and the questions will be asked what is written on the CV. So people are not going to ask you something which is out of syllabus. So the more you know about yourself, your previous experience, the company you're going to work for, your scale, your strengths, your weaknesses, and why you are suitable for the job. So that requires a lot of preparation. So preparation is the key. Uh, Error number two, do not say anything bad about your college, your former company, your former boss. So people, you may have a genuine issue. Maybe your college was very bad. Your previous employer was the most horrible person you met in your entire life, and your boss was the worst. But you don't say that right in the interview. So what if you say that? What the person in front of you interviewing thinks is, because I am speaking to this person for the first time, and he's already saying bad things about his previous people, because they don't know the truth. But if you say that, they will think that the moment this person goes to the other person, he'll start talking bad about you. So always avoid saying bad things about your previous college or employer. Say, for example, you are leaving a job because your employer was fired. Instead of saying my company was horrible, my boss was horrible, blah blah blah. You can say I am looking to work in a reputed organization like yours, where I'll have the opportunity to grow. So this is a very big error. Have to avoid it. And the error three is, lying, providing wrong information. For example, remember I told you about writing your CV. You cannot write that something you haven't done. You cannot say I have done this certifications and I have done this and that, because you will be asked about it, and you will be caught, and that is a no-brainer. And initially in the interviewing as well, we know, for example, a fresher, what that person may have done. So you're not the only person, the interviewer is interviewing. They do it for a living, and they do it every day. So if you think that, I want to sound very smart, so I'll write so much that I have no idea about. So that is a strict no-no. So make sure you avoid writing stuff which you haven't done. Okay. The error number 4 is asking about salary too early. I trust me, I used to laugh. So I have, as an interviewer, I have gone through multiple CVs. Went through 10 CVs, and I pre-selected 2, 3, and I called that person for a screening. And the first question he asked me is like, "What is the salary you're going to pay?" And I'm like, "Wow, this person is looking for a job, and he's not asking me the role. He's not asking where is it, what are the opportunities, and this guy is only worried about money." So that means tomorrow, if somebody is going to offer him a few thousand more, he's going to leave. So this gives a very bad impression. So don't ask salary too early or get too much hung up on it initially. Okay. So I've got only 5 minutes, but please feel free to ask questions, and I'll try to address a few of the questions already in the chat box. Okay. So feel free to write it in the chat, any questions you may have, and then I'll try and address them.
Sir,
yep. Your name,
I
please.
wanted to know about the internships, like how to get internships in India, because I'm pursuing MBA, and so I wanted to get some summer training for, and basically how to apply, and what are the things which we should do during the internship. It means
So,
traffic.
so more or less, the same rules apply. And a lot of the bigger companies, or any other company you are applying for, firstly, when you are having internships, what I would do is sit with your college coordinator, employment coordinator. You will have it in your college, or your professor or lecturers, and ask them. A lot of colleges have these tie-ups with companies, so you can ask them what are the companies you are having tie-ups, and previous any recommendation they can provide. And you need to prepare. Going for a job or an interview, you have to have your CV. You have to have the questions which I asked. The screening and everything is the same, and you can do some research around it and get working. For example, a lot of companies offer internships, so it applies the same. But if you want to get it the easy way, go speak to your coordinator, college coordinator. They do have types with a lot of companies, and they'll help you out. And you can watch our previous videos on how to prepare a CV and attend questions. More or less the same thing. It's just that the only advantage for the company is like they pay interns less, and if you are qualified enough, you'll get a good job in a reputed company. So yeah, more or less the same thing. So you can
Okay,
contact
sir.
your coordinator and you can apply online. All right. I have this, let me go through a few questions which are already here. I've got 2 years experience, so I want to make a move. I'm currently making a insurance claim process, so want some tips. So over here, just uh, you will know your company, right? Um, so you, if with couple of years of experience, you prepare a good CV, you update your CV, you write, your present role, and you apply to the competitors, because insurance claims companies, I'm assuming you're in Hyderabad, a lot of bigger insurance players are coming in. So with 2 years experience, you can go for an SME role, or if you're good at it, you can also apply for a team lead role. So apply to your competitors, Google it a bit, you can research, and there are lots of opportunities going on. And if you're able to sell yourself that, these are the things I have learned, and I would like to grow into the next level, you'll be getting very good opportunities. What should we say about domain? So domain is, for example, you are from accounting background, so you say that you are good at balance sheet reconciliation, or fixed assets, or you have got good knowledge of accounting. If you are a fresher, same applies if you are from technical background, you are good at coding, or you have done some certifications. So whatever your background is, that is your domain. So if from accounting to finance to IT, whatever you have studied, you need to write that as your domain. Okay. How to write your profiling resume, not know what and how to write. This is a very generic one. I am a, say for example, you are a finance professional, you have done your MBA or BCom. So in your profile, you write, I am a enthusiastic, quick learning finance professional who would like to be part of a reputed organization which will offer me uh, learning experience and expertise in finance domain. So what I would do is just go on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. You get the profiles of the best people in your industry, and you can use them, paraphrase them. So profile based on your domain, you can write it. So it's just about you and what is it you want to do. I have a question. I've done my MBA's HR and finance, and I have experience which is not related to my trade. So I mentioned my experience. So this happens a lot. If you are from, say, for example, you have done MBA or BA, BCom, and you haven't done previous, your current job is not into the same stream. So what you see, there's no hiding. You can say that you can write the experience, but when you're writing what your job role was, you nitpick the thing which you're going to do in the upcoming job. So you say, for example, no matter what the job is, everybody is looking for people who are good with communication and have uh, team working skills and have got few things which people are looking for, right? So you try and say that why you joined the job and what are the skills you can bring to your newer job. So this is a challenging question, but people will, if you are able to showcase the skills are transferable. What is it you have learned in your previous job is very much required in your next job as well. That will help you land in your new job. Okay. I've completed my embassy in bioinformatics in 2020. I'm fresher, not yet getting a job anywhere. Well, no, clear second round and please help me out. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm also I am writing my WhatsApp number. Uh, okay, because we are running out of time. Uh, Please, if you want to chat with me, if you, because the answers are long. If I have written my number, oh, sorry, I have written it. I have shared my number on WhatsApp. So please WhatsApp me. And if you have any specific questions, I'll definitely try and answer your questions and help you out, because we are getting questions regarding, how to clear the second round. Because everybody gets stuck in their own way, right? Not everybody's kind of expertise is different. So if you are able to kind of message me, and I'll see, what is it I can do to help you out. And again, basically, there's no other way other than having the right CV, preparing the resume, updating it if you have already have it with the things which we have discussed, and making sure that we are going. I had this colleague of mine. He was working. He's working as a manager now in a reputed organization. He was sharing with me the other day. Aslam, do you know? I looked for a job for 1 year. I didn't find it. I got rejected at least 50 times. So I was like, you are such a skilled person. He said, like, I still didn't have the communication skills. I was very nervous. So I used to get rejected. So if you are thinking that, you are the only one who is not getting a job or the required a new job early, it takes time. You are not supposed to give up. You need to keep trying. Okay. So hopefully this session was information worthy, and you found your time to be useful. So please feel free to reach out to me on the WhatsApp number I had provided in chat. Okay, and we also have the Career Guidance Council details over here. So we have got various WhatsApp groups depending on your domain, and over there we do conduct domain specific trainings, and and we also share job postings, etc. as well. So feel free to join those message on the WhatsApp groups so that you can join our WhatsApp groups or other social media. And also we do Sunday, our volunteers are available at, two places, Urdu Ghar and also at Quran Foundation Library in Toli Choki and in Mogalpura. So if people want to come in and join over there, you want to do one-on-one interactions, please feel free to do that. Okay. With that, I'd like to end the session. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining.